Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our program event regarding to the domain of content knowledge and pedagogy. But first of all, let me thank you all for attending our virtual event here today. So, let me start by saying a few words with reference to the content knowledge and pedagogy, where it consists of 7 strands, where outlines the types of knowledge that every teacher, and you also as a future educator, that will need to successfully integrate this special form of an educator's professional knowing and understanding. Alright, so for the entire program, we will discover what each strand of this domain really wants to teach us and why it is very important to us as future teachers. So, let us not wait any longer and listen to the first strand that will give us some trivia regarding content knowledge and its application within the cross-curriculum areas prepared by our very own Jerilyn Janatas.
The first strand is the content knowledge and its application within and across the curriculum areas. Did you know that content knowledge application influences how we engage our learners with the subject matter, how we evaluate and use instructional materials, and how our teaching creates impacts on the achievements of our learners? Therefore, it is very essential to our profession to have the ability to demonstrate accurate, in-depth, and broad knowledge of concepts we deliver in every teaching opportunity. Also, our profession to make every learning occasion a meaningful way to connect one lesson to another and to the real world is a necessity. We have prepared the meaning of the content knowledge and its application within the curriculum areas and across the curriculum areas. Content knowledge refers to the competencies that teachers are expected to master for them to teach efficiently and effectively. Curriculum areas refers to the different learning or subject areas taught and learned in the basic education curriculum. Within the curriculum teaching areas also refers to the inclusion of appropriately chosen interdisciplinary topics and enabling learning competencies within the curriculum guide of the specific learning area and grade level. Across the curriculum teaching areas is the one that making meaningful connections and including appropriate interdisciplinary topics and learning competencies cited in the curriculum guide and other learning areas in any grade level.
Students conduct independent researching class with an open completion. This known as research-based teaching. This method of teaching and learning relies on the students and staff working together to acquire new knowledge. New knowledge it demands teachers to consider their roles as both students and teachers.
Tips for every teachers and future teachers. First, exercise inclusive language, behavior, and attitudes is a good way to start. Second, provide students with a course organizational structure. And also, allow the students to use their abilities or knowledge in a variety of situations. What an entertaining educational parody! I hope you learned something about our second strand. And so, this event is structured as follows to our third strand about positive use of ICT.
Positive use of ICT. Access to information. The massive increase in access to information and services that has followed the growth of the internet is perhaps the most significant impact of ICT on individuals, which means better and often cheaper communications such as VoIP phone and instant messaging are some of the beneficial advantages of this greater access. Furthermore,
not just us, but for every student. ICT encourage them to improve performance through discovery learning, gain valuable skills, collaborate with your group, and access information online.
Yeah, but how do you find information though?
Good question. By using search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo. Microsoft Edge, and so much more to use for video meetings and conferences. Since we are still in a pandemic, we can use these platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, and more.
Thank you, Mr. De Vera, for the presentation. Well, that's right. We should know our limits about how we use technologies in our lives, okay? Next, to make our event more meaningful and educative, let us proceed to our fourth strand about strategies by promoting literacy and numeracy.
Strategies for promoting literacy and numeracy. There are 3 strategies to promote literacy and numeracy. Number 1. Pay attention to the pupil voice. Listen to your children while meeting the national curriculum goal is at the top of your priority list. Number 2. Allow the kids to start their own business. Purchasing, selling, supply, chain, sales, marketing, and finance are all jobs that small persons can do. Number 3. Be courageous. Staff must be given the confidence to make their own well-informed professional decisions, to innovate and experiment with the various creative learning ways available, and to take chances, defy the trend, and try something new.
There you are! We will soon know all the domains of content knowledge and pedagogy. Let's not go too far and watch our last trivia about our fifth strand, some strategies for developing critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills.
The fifth strand is the strategies for developing critical and creative thinking as well as higher order thinking skills. We all know that critical and creative thinking is essential for students to become successful learners. Did you know that you can help your students to develop critical and creative thinking by, first, encourage them to explore, be curious, and come up with questions and investigate how things work. In that way, they can practice their thinking skills and may acquire greater thinking and become more innovative. Second, asking them to think different ways to solve the problem. Doing this can widen their minds and being able to think beyond their limits. Third is to provide choices of activities that involves planning and decision making. It can help to discover the skills of your students and boost their creativity.
We're getting closer, and because of that, I can say that you can relate to our next strand where we will be able to observe the teaching of our mother tongue here in the Pangasinense. Hi guys! So for today's video, it's all about mother language education because it is a subject that focuses on the development of speaking, reading, and writing skills in the mother tongue from grade 1 to 3. The mother tongue is employed as a medium of instruction in all learning areas from kindergarten to grade 3, with the exception of teaching Filipino and English subjects. So just by now, I just wanted to say sorry about my mistake while I am teaching my niece. So without further ado, let's go to the video.
Limaran pakaligna.
Sa aralan tayo natin, amay limaran pakaligna.
Limaran pakaligna.
Limaran
Limaran pakaligna.
Buka. Ang tuya ay
Mata.
buka.
Mata. Panlulu.
Panlunod.
Panlulu.
Sa Tagalog,
Sa Tagalog.
pagtingin.
Pagtingin.
Paningin.
Paningin.
Aya eh. Ang tuya. Ato? Dong. Sa Pangasinan, daleng.
Panangog.
Atan so panangog.
Atas panangog.
Panangog.
Angog.
Sa Tagalog, pangamoy. Pangamoy, yan yung naamoy natin. Mabaho, mabango. Atan so panangog. Fine. Ta. Sa Tagalog, ang may pantaway, yun ang ating panglasa.
Lasa.
Lasa. Nalalasahan natin kung ito ay maasim. Sa Pangasinan, anakse. Ano may maasim? No balingkin. Ya maanghang. No kin maanghang. Ano na yun?
Nagasang.
Anagasang. Yan. Ang may pantaway, sa Tagalog, panlasa.
Panglasa.
Good. Aya ang tuya.
Tenga.
Yan. Sa Pangasinan,
Layag.
yan. Sa Pangasinan, nandun may tenga.
Layag. Pandungan.
Ang may pakalik nga na layag ay pandengel.
Pandungan. Pandungan.
Ra. Ang may pandengel, sa Tagalog, pandinig.
Pandinig.
Naririnig mo kung may kumakanta, may tumatawa, no, yung mga music. Lima, pantiwid. Ang tuya.
Ay, pantiwid.
Hindi, itong ano. Itong ano. Dalawa.
Kamay.
Sa Pangasinan,
Lima.
na. Ang may lima, pandiwid.
Pantiwid.
Yan yung panghawak. Yan yung nukin. Pag hawakan kita, ano, mararamdaman mo yung ano, hawak ko sa'yo. Mararamdaman mo itong ano na matikas. Yung mararamdaman mo habang hinawakan yung balat mo pag malambot. Nanto pandibit.
Mabuhay Earth kayon amin. Saksi Aljatea, ingat palagi. Bye!
Yay! Finally! So, for our last but not the least strand, let's get to it.
The sixth strand is classroom communication strategies. Classroom communications aim to share information and to create the same point of view among the teachers and the students. The effective classroom communication will bring successful teaching and learning process. Here are some ways to establish effective communication in the classroom. The first one is to create a safe environment. This will help children to feel more confident to share their ideas, values, and attitudes without fear of getting negative feedback from their peers. The second one is encourage teamwork. Teamwork teaches essential communication and social skills such as active listening and effective speaking. The third is to use some active listening exercises. You can read stories to your students, have conversation about things your child is interested to, or play a game that promotes active listening.
Alright, that's all for today, and we hope you learned something about our topic. Thank you everyone for participating in our program. We do really appreciate you all.